Hey guys, do you get pain under your foot, especially when you're getting up in the morning or if you're sitting down for long periods? Most likely you'll be experiencing something known as plantar fasciitis. And in this episode, I'm going to show you how you can help your plantar fasciitis. All right, stay tuned. All right guys, so what better topic to cover on this Tuesday than plantar fasciitis? Because we talked about the tripod foot, we spoke about what shoes you should wear that will be able to help you have that tripod foot, and we now going to talk about what are some of the issues you'll have with the foot itself. What are the pain that you feel? What is really causing that? And we want to get to the bottom of it. So first of all, I want to explain what plantar fasciitis is. I also want you to have the understanding that, remember what I spoke about in the video where I talk about where we need to stop wearing flip-flops, because what that does actually allows the muscle, that plantar fascia under your foot, to become shortened and tight. It's pretty much the same thing that's happening with the plantar fasciitis. The only thing that is causing the problem is going to be related a little higher up than the ankle, mainly the calf area. And because everything is so interrelated, it's going to reach to the point where something cannot tighten or pull more than it should, and that's where you're going to feel pain, and it's going to be chronic pain for very specific periods, especially when you just get up from bed in the morning. So think about this piece of band that I have here is actually the fascia under your foot. This is the best way I'm going to try to explain it. I'm going to place my foot over the fascia because this is what happens. And this fascia is connected to the Achilles tendon and the calves going up. So what happens when I'm sitting for long periods, I'm probably in high heels, I'm going to start getting more pull here. But as I'm getting more pull, here, I still have to maintain the pressure for when I'm walking. Over time, you'll find that the fascia under the foot, because of the tightness of the calf area under the foot, starts to, or more or less, get tight underneath here. So when you're not walking or you're not moving, it's fine. That's because, and it shows up especially when you are sleeping and you get up in the morning. When you want to come off, when you're coming off the bed and you're placing that foot on the ground, think about that tight fascia now has to try to elongate itself because you are now walking, trying to make steps and walk onto, which is something that's really tight. So the first thing that's going to happen is the heel, the calcaneus, is going to feel that pressure the most, because the fascia is actually connected right here, and there's like strips of fascia going up, and it connects under the metatarsals here, that right under the toes. So it's pulling, and it's going to be pulling this way when you start to walk. I hope this is making sense to you guys, because I found that it's important to understand logically, because of how your fascia, what really happens and causes that pain. Alright, so what we need to do to fix this problem, let me just fix this camera a little bit. Right, what we need to do to fix this problem is we need to release the calf area, and we need to get our feet to have more dorsiflexion, which is this from here going up rather than only down. This is plantar flexion, this is dorsiflexion. And when it dorsiflex, you see it's pulling again. It's going to be pulling to make this straighter. So let's get to the first line of correcting this problem. We need to release the calves with some self-myofascial foam rolling, self-myofascial release. Because of the tightness that's going on here, we need to do some foam rolling on the calves, and we also need to, I like to add foam rolling to the plantar fascia itself. Now I'm going to leave the link for foam rolling the calves here. I'm just going to focus on foam rolling the plantar fascia and what I use to get it done. So I'm using, for now, you can either have a tennis ball. In Trinidad we have something called a cork ball. We play cricket with this. It's something I like. And also we have a golf ball. Now what you want to do is different levels of being able to help break down that tissue to get it not so tight. So if you've never done this before, I suggest you use the tennis ball, and what you will be doing, you would be more or less just trying to get that tennis ball all over that fascia, because it's going to be really tight. And I like to have it directly under my foot so I can feel and be able to apply more pressure, and especially on my heel. Try not to have it too far out because you can't get good pressure on it. Try to have it directly under you so you can get that pressure onto the heel itself, right? And try to, you see like where you have the arch on your foot, that is where you're going to feel a real pain and a real tightness when you're doing this, because that's like the meat of the foot, because the rest of it, when you look at it from the tripod foot, you really just have a lot of bone, but under the arch is where the fascia really is a lot there. You could also go on to the cock ball once you're okay with that, and what you want to do is try to push the toes up and down as much as possible, right? And do the same thing for the cock ball, as well. And there's different options, because you could use the golf ball too. If you want to get, like, you find that you're not getting much relief with those two, this one goes a little deeper because it's smaller. Alright, so we're done foam rolling. Let's get to stretching the calves and the feet. Alright. Okay guys, so the first stretch, you will need to have a towel that you're going to roll up like what you see here, and place your foot where your toes actually on the towel and the rest of your foot is not. When we stretch in the calf, remember we have to do it in two ways, which we're going to stretch the gastrocnemius and the soleus. This position here, when you come up on the step, you're stretching the gastroc, and this is where you can hold probably for about if you could get 20 seconds on each side would be great. The reason the towel is there is because we need to place emphasis on that toe, those toes getting flexion that would help with the stretching underneath the foot. So we're not just stretching the calves, the soleus we're doing here when we bend the knee, we are making sure we are hitting that plantar fascia as well. All right. Right, this is one of my favorites I like to do. You're gonna get on all fours, and you notice that with my toes it's not flat, but you'll see the toes are creating that same flexion that you saw with the towel roll. All you're doing here in this position, you're just trying to put all the weight back on those toes, and you'll be surprised to see that or feel that stretch you're getting on that plantar fascia with those toes going in that flex position. Next, you'll be doing where you're stretching the front of the shin area, which would be tight because of this problem with the tightness of the calves. The ankle is not able to do the normal range of motion, so you will get some tightness in the front. And just sitting back onto the anterior tibialis will give you a nice stretch as well. All right, and the last stretch again, it's the soleus and the gastroc again, but Instead of using the roll towel, you're gonna put your feet directly onto the stair, as you see where my toes are really in flexion here. Right, so once you have the toes, you see how the arch is being created even more. That is actually giving the fascia underneath the foot a nice stretch. And you'll be doing the same thing that we did before with the towel. So this is kind of like the advanced from the first stretch we did. Alright guys, and that is it in a nutshell. First of all, make sure you get your foam rolling in, the calves and that plantar fascia. Next, you want to make sure and get the stretches in with emphasis on that toe being flexed. It's going to put the extra stretch on the fascia that we want to not have so tight underneath there. Now, if this video, you know anybody who is suffering from this plantar fasciitis, please share the video. And if you have plantar fasciitis, it's a great time to stop being in pain all the time. Try this simple routine and let me know how it goes. We'll be posting videos on Tuesday and Friday. If you have not subscribed as yet to this channel, please do, and don't forget to hit the notification button. Alright guys, you take care and I'll see you guys on Friday. Stay tuned for another video and take care. Ciao.